Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Kathara framework. In this video, we are going to implement this very basic example that you can see. So in this example, we have three devices, PC1, PC2, and R1, which is a router. Right beneath the router, you can see we have like a network interface 0 and then network interface 1. So you can call them Ethernet interfaces. And then we have two domains. The first one, as you can see, is 10.0.0.0, and then the second one above PC2, it's 10.0.1.0. Let's implement this lab using Kathara framework. Again, I'm going to use the same machine that I used previously when I was doing the Kathara installation. So how Kathara works is that you have to create a folder. For example, this is going to be our first lab. So we have made the first lab directory, and then we will create devices. How you create devices is that, for example, we have three devices, PC1, PC2, PC3. So we are going to create three folders. And when Kathara will read it, it would perceive them as three containers. And that's how we will create our lab. And then there is one additional file, which is lab.conf, which is really important to start the lab. So we don't have anything as of yet. So we are going to make PC1, then PC2, and then R1. Yep, we have three files, and then we need to create lab.conf. Yes. So let's have a look at our example. Okay, so this in this example, in this lab, we have PC1 in this collision domain, you can say. So in this domain we have PC1, in this domain we have PC2, and R1 is like in between these domains. So R1 has two domains and PC1 has one, PC2 has one. Perfect. So PC1 index is equal to 0. 0 indicates the Ethernet device. So Ethernet interface is 0, which is etho 0, you know, etho as you would write like this, etho. So it's in domain A, and then we have R1 in the same domain. Now the thing is that R1 is also in the B domain, the second domain, and it has two interfaces. So it has like Ethernet interface 0 and then Ethernet interface 1, just as you can see in the example. You see Ethernet 0 and then Ethernet interface 1. So we have Ethernet interface 0 right here, and here we have to give it 1. And then PC2 0, and then B. Again, 0 indicates in Ethernet interface 0. So here PC2 has Ethernet interface 0, which is in domain B. We are going to save it. So that's our lab right there. Now we have to configure our containers. Let's run the lab, but with admin privileges, sudo kathara install. Yep, it's deploying the collision domains. Kathara works with collision domains. You have to remember that. Perfect. We have PC2 right here. We have R1 right here, and we have PC. Yeah. So for PC1, let's see what was the IP address for PC1. So it's 10.0.0.100 IP address add 10.0.0.100 by 24. What was the device? Well, the device was Ethernet 0. I call it Ether, that's why you've been hearing it repeatedly. Perfect. And then we need to tell PC1 that it can contact PC2, which is in this domain. So we have to add the link of PC1 to PC2. So for example, PC1 can ping PC2. Now PC2 is in separate domain, PC1 is in another domain. I had this command written. So IP route, all right, and short form is R. So IP route this via this domain. I'm going to this, and it says that command this is unknown. Yeah, well, that's I think that's understandable. IPR add this. Perfect. And now if we do IPR, it's going to tell us two things, and these are these two pieces of information. We have to do the same with PC2. Let's go to the PC2 and tell it that IP address add. Let's put it right here. Let's take this one, put it right here, minimize it a little bit, and see the IP address 10.0.1.100, 10.0.1.100, 24. Device is Ether. Perfect. And again, we have to tell PC2 about PC1. How do? We define an IP route. Short form is R. So IP route add what? Yeah, we'll add this one, 10.0.0.0, 10.0.0.0/24 via which interface? Well, we have to use this interface, Ether1. So that's 10.0.1.1, 10.0.1.1. Perfect. Now PC1 can talk to PC2, PC2 can talk to PC1, but how do they talk? Well, they talk using a router, so we haven't even configured the router. That's bad. It's 10.0.0.1. Okay, let's add this in our router. This is our poor router. IP address add 10.0.0.1/24 probably. Device Ether 10.0.0.1. Yep, 10.0.0.1, and then 10.0.1.1/24. Was it the same? Let me verify. Yep, it is. So perfect. Now let's see if things work or not. So we have PC1 here on the left, PC2 on the right. We have router in the middle, and we can try to ping. We can ping 10.0.1.100, 10.0.1.100, 1.100. Let's see. Yep, we are getting, like, we have sent the bytes and we are receiving a response. Perfect. Let's close it. Let's do the same thing here. And right before that, let me list the IP address. Yep. So we are going to ping, which is the first one. Yeah, 10.0.0.0. and it's not working. Probably there's a mistake. Let me have a look if I'm doing the right thing. No, it was 10.0.0.100. I am pinging the wrong system. 0.100. Perfect. We're getting a reply. We are sending our request. It's the ping is working very well. And just one last thing. So yeah, experiment has been successful. This was our lab. One of the things that is left is to show you how to get a TCP dump. NI on ether. Sorry, ether. So TCP dump network interface is ether, and then we need to get the ICMP packets. Let's run it. Let's run the ping, and yep, router is wow. It's working. So router is working very well. Let's do it once again, and this time let's send a request from here. Perfect. It gets a request and it replies. Things are working. Guys, this is it. This was a very basic Kathara lab. For recap, I'm going to tell you simple things. That the folder names mean devices, and then we have lab.conf, which is the configuration file of Kathara, and you have to take care of the domains. And then to let PC1 talk to PC2, you have to add the address of the PC2 domain, and then if you want to do the vice versa, you have to add the address of PC1 domain in PC2. You can use the TCP dump command to see the request response cycle, and if there's some issues, then you would know using the TCP dump command, and that's going to be it. Have a good day.